There's a Luna bar on the table.
There's a Luna bar on the table.
That is your carrot to get to the break, I assume.
That is exactly how I thought of it. That if I put the Luna bar here, but the thing is, I don't look forward to the Luna bar like a Oreos.
Yes.
But it is. That's the carrot is the Luna bar. You know what the stick is?
Me.
Carrots.
There's carrots in the Luna bar. That's the stick.
Did you say stick?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were mispronouncing it for
Stick?
Yeah, for 1 second there, I thought you were a non-Jew, because they would say that's the first way. And a lot of times, if you do find people who are trying to hide their non-Judaism, it's a surprise to me. But if you hear someone go, "I like that stick,"
I like that stick you're doing.
I like your what other words too that they like? You're a real
Michiguna.
I like that something like sketch. Maybe it's just shtick. Maybe shtick is the big. If you don't hear someone,
Shtick isn't. Yeah, shtick.
Yeah.
Shtick crosses all lines.
if you hear someone go, "I saw your stick, and you guys are great," then you know they're like a Nazi.
Usually, people get hung up on the "h" sound.
I don't think anybody. That's the reason why I think those languages are so hard to speak. First of all, they sound horrible.
So hard.
Hard. They sound awful. I know the people that it's not their fault.
Yeah.
They think they're sounding good.
Well, and it sounds like your parents, so that's the worst part.
And so I don't know where I was going with that.
Doesn't matter. I think we ran out. I think we ran out of goy steam.
Happy New Year, thought spiralers.
A third consecutive New Year's show.
Well, but this is the first time I've seen you since New Year's.
Well, yeah, it's our first actual post-New Year's
Oh, my
show,
God. Now,
but
we're not allowed to talk about our evening, but what an evening.
we were forbidden to talk about. I don't know where's the detail line. You have to tell me because it's Susan's rule.
I think she doesn't want us. She doesn't want you to go, what's the deal with that bedspread or something like that?
Is that it? Okay.
I think so. Or anything that's personal.
Was the bedspread personal? Because I don't know. Here's my review of your condo.
Oh, yeah. People have to hear that.
It's a lovely place. Not that I expected anything else, but it's both a very nice architectural space to live in,
Ooh,
and
nice.
It's well decorated, and of course, being the OCD den that it is tidy. And it had a Christmas tree, which kind of made me a little queasy, I guess.
You never looked so Jewish that night when you stood near the tree.
Yeah, I don't know
sweating.
what it is. Yeah, sweating. So it's just it's a little bit of cognitive dissonance. The
Right, because what did you
Christmas tree in Andy Kindler's house?
Oh, I see. Anybody who knows me, and that's
And
nobody.
I don't think I have it's not like a betrayal of anything. I don't give a shit. I don't. It's just your face is actually on the Apple emoji menu for Jew.
Well,
So.
you don't have a Meyer Kahane vibe. I don't know. You don't care one way or the other. I mean, it's not like you don't care. You're enjoying everything. It's not like you come in and go, bah!
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. Did I need the tour of the ornaments? Not so much, but you were very proud of some of them, so I indulged. You were lovely hosts. It was we had a really fun evening. I think our wives, like every time we get together, our wives remember how much they love each other.
Right, they hit it off. Right, exactly.
And so it was all good. We won't get into any more details, but thank you for a lovely evening.
Oh, well, thank you. I feel
It was a delight, and we actually stayed up late.
We stayed up late. I felt it was like, I felt young again, Josh.
Did you?
Well, first of all, I didn't cook the food, and we had food that was very enjoyable that I continued to eat. I had barbecue. I continued to eat for 3 days.
Nice.
However,
I went in that day too, for sure, with my take homes.
they have a lovely. Do we care what the restaurant was?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But they have lovely coleslaw there. I'm so worried now people are going to find out where we are. And
I'm just trying to keep away from the Susan zone of unnecessary details. Why give them?
Yeah. Well, now you're making it seem as if it's now you're making it seem like
we were just, we were sort of told, boom, this isn't for the podcast.
Yeah, and then
not that either of our wives will ever listen to this.
Well, but here's the thing.
If one of us dies suddenly, they might listen to it just to hear our
just
voice.
To hear where I left my keys. Well, the thing was, our plan was, and they didn't go for it, we were going to do a podcast.
No, that was never our plan.
Because why shouldn't you not enjoy yourself to make a podcast about an evening that's already gone?
Make your wives hang out with two 12-year-olds with a tape recorder for the evening.
Well, I think it was amazing that we were able to do it for when we were on the road. Because I did not want to go into your room on the road, and I
understand.
And every night you asked me too.
Well, once for the podcast,
right? That's what I felt was suspicious.
We're back to homophobia land.
Back to homophobia land. Well, that's what they say when you heard. I don't even care. Look, I don't care about Golden Globe. I don't care about anything. I had fun watching the Golden Globes. I don't care if Kevin Hart hosts, but at one point he did say he doesn't have a homophobic bone in his body, which I think that's funny right there.
No.
Bone. He said bone. Everybody has homophobia. The jokes we were just doing are based, I don't know if that's homophobic or what.
I don't think I'm homophobic at this point.
Right.
So I think it's just part of the range of jokes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think that, for example, I was watching Don Lemon tonight. I don't like to, but he was saying that, he's a member of the LGBTQ community, and he said that, at a certain point he had problems with some transgender people. Not problems, it's just he didn't know how to deal with it.
Right.
So I think that's the main thing, is that when there's differences like that, I clearly remember, maybe we talked about this before.
We did, yeah.
So let me just say, in wrapping up, I don't know what year it is. I don't know what test show. I asked him, I begged him, make the shows numbered and call them something. Because I don't want to be like, what are we pushing tonight? 88?
So what, you really think like you'd remember titles?
Yeah. Now back in the one about the shoelaces.
Right.
Now does everyone get that reference?
I think it's a Friends reference, and I watch Friends less than most people. So,
yeah.
Yes.
The Friends used to name all their episodes the one with the, and much like Chuck Lorre's thing that he would put it that people wouldn't read. It didn't matter. Now I want to watch a couple of shows. I want to watch this. I think you told me about it.
About whom? I bet I didn't. If it's a TV show.
No, Bruce said I might enjoy the Kaminsky Method. It's the first Chuck Lorre.
Well, my friend Al Higgins was there on
stage. That was
stage,
so exciting.
And he's very involved at the top of that creative chain. So.
I couldn't believe when I saw Al last night.
He was adorable.
I haven't seen him in many, many years.
Yeah.
Do you see him a lot?
I see him for poker games. I'll probably see him.
Poker games.
I often go to his house for Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And there's poker games.
Yeah.
Oh, hope you enjoy your poker games.
Okay.
You're going to be the worst bridge player. So I'm trying to pick you. Like, I'm sorry, Andy. Did you want to come, or we're not inviting you? You know, Jews, something.
Right.
But I have a feeling that this show. Have you seen the show?
No, I have not.
I have a feeling Alan Arkin.
I'm not that good a friend of Alan.
Alan Arkin and Michael Douglas look like they're bringing something to the table.
They could do a show together.
I don't know. I've never liked any of the Chuck Lorre shows. The only one I liked once on a plane was Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Is that his show?
Yeah.
But I was on a plane, and I just can't. And like the one guy and look, this is not a show, Josh, about us hating things.
No.
But that guy who's the lead of the Big Bang Theory, he's about 95 years old now, isn't he, that guy?
Yeah.
How is he? How are they still kids in college?
The Big Bang is the sound of his hip snapping. Am I right?
That show's not still on as a show.
I think this is its final season.
Okay, and
declared.
If you think
season.
I'm switching to Young Sheldon,
I don't think you are.
So here's my problem.
Okay.
Everyone's going crazy about the Mrs. I want to watch Mrs. Maisel more than I want to do anything else because I want to have something that I can
hate.
Yeah. But I can't. But I love Jen Kirkman.
Sure.
And I want to be open-minded about it too.
Life's too short to hate watch at this point, Andy. I know it's your brand.
I'm just fascinated.
I know I helped create Mystery Science Theater, another hate-watching institution. But
yeah, but like people tell me, they like my friend Bill Kaufman. He's always trying to. Have you met Bill?
Yes.
My comedy friend.
Yes.
So I have two friends, and you've met both of them. So he's always trying everything. He's always trying to get me into something.
Right.
You know?
Everyone everywhere is trying to get someone into their TV show.
No. Bill's different.
Okay.
Bill will come over. For 1 year, it was, we're jamming. We're jamming again.
Okay.
So he's a drummer. He wants my manager and me to go over to his house.
What does Bruce play?
Bruce plays guitar.
Okay.
And I play with Bruce.
Yeah.
He's a good guitar player. He was in a band. He's,
okay.
You know.
Well, I play bass.
Neither. I know. Do you want to go over to Bill's house though?
Sure.
No, you don't.
No, I would.
Okay. Hold on a second.
I totally would. It'd be fun.
Hold on a second. I don't want this to get out. He's a little pitchy as a drummer.
He's pitchy as a drummer.
He slows down.
Oh, okay. Well, but with a bass player there thumping him.
All right.
He has it with my iron disciplined metronomic.
Actually, you know what? I think you actually could. Someone could bring him up to speed because.
Yeah.
Is that something you can learn?
Rhythm?
Like not. I mean, is that something that you can't learn? I guess is the slow down or speed up. I've heard of it. I've been in bands, and I know it's a problem with more than one band I've been into.
Okay, well,
but also I want to go to a batting cage.
How open is he to working on things? Like if I were to go, hey, I think we're slowing down in this section. Let's run that again.
Oh, I never tried that one.
Yeah, okay.
But here's the thing. I want to go to the batting cage. I want to start a goddamn band.
Okay.
I don't want to go to his house because he wants to play drums once a year with me.
Right.
I
hate jamming. So if we go, we have to play songs. So
well, who still at this point likes a jam?
No, there's people who
have fish.
People who don't play very much, or only play alone. They like to jam.
You want to play blues in E? Blues in E?
Yeah.
I woke up this morning. Anytime they say anything like that, you know it's going to be horrible because they're like 1, 4, 5,
or at least
you.
mind numbing.
So this year he was into. I've got to watch The Amazing Mr. Maisel, Adventures of the Amazing Mr. Maisel, Mrs. Maisel.
That's easier than jamming.
It was, but it's like he'll always have more than one too. Like he came over on Christmas Eve and he had that idea that I had to watch this show.
Why do you have to? Does he think you'll love it, or does he just want your hate?
No, he knows that I don't particularly enjoy it now, and I've already watched 1 or 2 of them.
Right.
He's convinced if I saw it again with his energy.
If you had someone next to you going, while watching it? Hey, wait, watch this.
Was I right? Like, I don't know who told me about this, but it's like the Jewish family is a very stereotypical, that makes me want to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, we should watch the Kaminsky Method then. How about that? Is that going to be our new job?
No.
I'm trying to make it easier.
I don't want to watch a series right now.
I'm trying to
never want to watch a series.
I want to make our assignments easier. So like something
that you actually would want to watch.
No, like eat an apple.
It was tart.
So you waited. What did you do this week, Andy? You told me about these Honey Crisps.
This week we're doing Honey Crisp apples.
Yeah,
we got ours from the farmers market.
Yes, no.
At 3rd and Fairfax, the original farmers market at 3rd and Fairfax.
I got mine at Ralph's.
Oh well, see, the assignment was to get a farmers market.
Oh.
Honey Crisp.
The assignment. You know what's going to be fun? You know when we're going to be done with the show? When you say, let's have a scavenger hunt this week.
Okay, that's a good harbinger.
Have you ever been on a scavenger hunt? I think I have been on one.
I think I have. I can't remember.
It seems like it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, depends who you're with.
Have you ever watched?
I think it all depends on who you're with.
Well, have you ever watched You don't watch The Amazing Race, right?
I don't watch it, but I've seen it.
And it wins every year. Can you tell me why it wins every year? Is it that interesting? Is it interesting at all? Oh, we gotta go to Paris. We gotta get to Paris. Blowing a tooth. We gotta have a ping pong ball, and we bounce that to Paris. Well, what is the race part of it? Is there a 100-meter race?
We have to get to Paris first, is really, if you just finish
so then you take the first train. You find the fastest way to get to Paris, don't you?
There's tasks, I think, along the way.
So boring. Why is reality shows... I want a reality show about something I'm interested in.
Like housewives of various places.
That's very bad. You know what? I should stop watching those shows because they stink. Sometimes there's a couple of shows I do like that are reality shows. There's one called Flipping Out.
Yeah,
and his home is near here.
Right.
You know that guy is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes they capture. We've talked about this. You know what? I'd like to shove.
Do you like Steve Flipping Out because he's more OCD than you?
I thought
and mean.
Well, that's the thing. I see him as mean. No, because I think he's actually can be funny at times, and there's actual humor on that show.
Okay,
at times.
It's been years since it's been.
But when you watch, when I first watched it, it hooked me because he was so mean.
Yeah.
But now he's got kids and everything.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. But like I watched the $1 Million Listing, your favorite show. You told me I don't miss it this year because they're going to use.
No, it's $6 Million Man. I said.
Oh, that's right. You said they use surveyors this year. It's a whole different thing. I watched that $1 Million Listing. You can't learn anything from those shows, but then every once in a while they will have something interesting, and it was like I learned one thing or two things. I can't remember them, but they were like, "Oh, they're so priced high. You're pricing your stuff too high, and then that makes the homeowner think they can get more for their house." Okay, that's an actual thing from real estate now. I love when these shows about the topics have a little information about.
It's like research for that movie you're going to write.
Movie. Ba-ba-ba-ba. So, New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. It was fun.
How could it be?
Rockin', one could even say.
How could it be? Oh, so, but we don't know. Okay, we have two things to catch up on.
Okay. Is it time for Old Jew Man Medical Corner?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. And now it's time for Old Jew Medical Corner. I got a pain in my hip. I got a thing in my gut.
What hurts this week? What hurts this week? Let's check in with two old Jews and go, oi.
Oi. Oi vey. All right. One of the listeners turned that into another hit song. Hit Thought Spiral song. Yes, you had you had a follow-up meeting. First of all, I can attest to the fact it's been no picnic. You recovering from the back thing. I mean, it hasn't been like my impression of what it would be like before you had the operation, because I thought it was nothing funnier on the set of that movie to keep saying, "Hey, 3 days from now, Josh is going to be."
Yeah, that was great.
But you were having pain.
I was.
But you said it's not pain. But now you've actually went to a doctor?
I went for my official follow-up with the surgeon, yes.
And
it was great. No, it was
really.
Well, first of all, it sucked because it was at like 8:30 over by Cedar Sinai.
How do you know? What do we allow?
Raining, first day back of everybody going back to school and work.
And you weren't late?
I was not late, but I got there on time. But it took.
It was close. It took an hour.
It took an hour 20.
How's that on your back?
And everyone is horrible.
Everyone on the road?
Yes. Everyone going through the canyons in the morning is awful, awful people.
What's some of the is there any specific behavior you can tell from these horrible drivers? Like Brentwood, I lived in Brentwood, and everybody was just mean and going fast and angry.
Everybody in LA has their strategy for their commute.
Right. How they're going to, yeah.
Right. And it's always, they've got this trick where they can, if they go up 3 more streets, cut in, and then literally just fuck someone over, that's,
Right.
Or if they make a kamikaze left every single morning.
How could you? I couldn't live with myself.
Yeah.
Because I know that'd be terrible for me, and I would be hit at one point. Because in other words, there's some people in this world, every morning, it's a 50-50 chance they're going to be.
There's several, we live in the San Fernando Valley, I'll tell you that much. No, obviously closer than that. So if people have to go to the other side of town, to the west side of town, there's several canyons that you can go through to get to various places that will spit you out at various parts of town. So in the morning in the valley, it's very much like these little ant trails that weave through the valley, and everyone's on their very specific path, and everyone has a little secret path, and everyone has a side canyon road that they can take to pick up 35 seconds, you know.
And they have to have that from the GPS, because there's no way.
Yeah, and now it's Waze. Now Waze
so
also,
they know what they're doing sometimes.
You know. But they do it to the exclusion of humanity. And so I got there, and it was fine. I'm off restriction. That's the good thing. I can do anything, he said.
Oh.
I'm not. I said, what can't I do? He said, you have no restrictions.
What couldn't you do till now?
I couldn't bend. I couldn't lift. I couldn't twist.
Right.
I couldn't pogo stick. There's lots of shit.
Pogo stick?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know where. Just, you know. Now I can go to Pilates tomorrow, which for the first time in years, I'm excited to go to.
Oh, wait a second. You don't need Pilates anymore. It's all fixed.
No. Well, see, there's the thing. So it's not fixed, is the thing. The nerve, I would say I've recovered from the surgery to the point where I feel just about like I did before the surgery.
Wow.
So my problem is not solved yet. And I didn't like his level of confidence about whether it was now because the nerves were slower to heal. I mean, the nerves have been crimped for 10 years, so it's possible that it's taking a while for them to come back. But he also sort of showed me how it's possible that just wasn't an effective enough surgery for what I got.
Well, now,
he did all the removal of stuff that he can do and keeping the structural integrity of the place. So.
Oh, okay. Now, did you know going in there might be a second one?
No.
I don't like that.
No, but I mean, I knew what he was going in to do.
Right.
And he was going in to make room for the nerve.
So his intention was not to go in twice anyway.
It was never, yes.
Yeah, he was never going to go in twice.
He was like, this is the least intrusive, invasive surgery you can do for this. It looks like it'll work. But it might not have. We don't know. I'm bummed if not, because the next surgery up the line, he actually go in through the front.
Really?
Yes. So.
Oh my God!
It's also outpatient surgery, though. Oddly enough, which at a certain point you go, is that good? Really? I wouldn't mind a night after that.
I would like someone monitoring me. Are you awake? Are you awake, sir? We need your chair.
So we'll see. In the meantime, I actually feel pretty normal now. I have very little pain from it, and I just feel like now I'm back to having the kind of same nerve pain I had before.
So if you try to go down the street,
about the same, maybe a little worse right now, but. And
there's no limitations with Pilates either?
No, he said you're good to go. So we'll see. And he's not like a quack,
He is licensed.
So we'll see. I had to go get an MRI this afternoon.
Right.
So I had to go back over the hill in the afternoon.
Oh, after the initial thing?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be in the same area?
It was in the same area. It was just 5 hours later, so I figured I'd come home.
Are you telling me
drinking 16 gallons of coffee somewhere?
So they don't have more than one MRI machine. I don't know what I'm asking, really.
I don't know.
Everybody has limited things. Okay, so you went back down.
So I went back, got my MRI. Now I have to talk to the doctor.
But there was no traffic, I bet, going back, right?
It wasn't as bad, yeah.
Because
Sweet is overstating.
Oh, you know why? Because during the holidays, I kind of did love that it did seem like everyone was
gone.
Yeah, I loved it.
That's the best.
But
LA.
now they're back.
The best LA is the empty LA.
Yeah, remember wasn't that the old thing? Welcome to LA. Now go home.
Yeah, I guess it's the old thyou. Really old thing.
It's not?
I don't know. I just don't remember what old thing that was.
It was the idea like maybe every town. You know how the comics would do a thing like, hey, this town's going to be nice once you get done building it.
Right.
And you get a laugh in every town because they thought you really had nailed their town.
It does work in every town.
And then you go, hey, can I ask you people a question? Does yellow mean speed up? And all of a sudden they're like, how could this guy know?
Oh, he's just been here a day.
He's got the flavor of the town.
He is Mr. Zeitgeist.
I would always struggle so much on the road. I'm still on the road, by the way.
Oh, good.
I would always struggle so much about trying to... I don't struggle about it now as much, but I wish I could come in with a whole thing like, yeah, I came in today and they're right about that hotsy-totsy. So whatever it is, 6, ready to... And not the gay bar jokes.
I actually always do open with something that's from that day. Even in like big theaters, I will open.
Oh, I think it's good.
Yeah, in the first couple of jokes, I almost think of it as like doing an opening monologue to my monologue.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But there's a certain thing where part of it is it creates the illusion that everything is sort of fresh.
Right.
Which isn't really why I'm doing it.
I hope not.
but it gives me the sort of engagement of a new thing.
Right.
You know, right out of the chute.
Do you know what I said? I hope not like that.
Because my stuff is stale to you, and you feel like that there's no way I could present it as fresh.
No, I mean,
that's the subtext. Whatever your joke was.
I don't generally think of you as that you'd have many gimmicks.
I don't have a lot of
like
gimmicks.
You wouldn't go.
As a kid, I had gimmicks.
Oh, when you well, are we talking about early comedy now?
Yes.
Because I used to fake strip on stage. Was it as bad as that?
No. Mine were jokes.
I had jokes. You know, they said New York style pizza.
Yeah.
I order the pizza.
Hey, bring me a fucking pizza.
No. I'm ordering the pizza.
Okay.
May I have a pizza? He goes, here's your fucking pizza.
Oh.
And then what do I say? That is New York style. I used to do a joke about I'm 5'6", I weigh blah, 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 and I can beat up any woman in this room.
Yeah, that should work still.
I remember arguing with a friend of mine from Chicago, John Novotny, when he was saying, that's kind of hacky. And I was so mad. That is not hacky. It's a joke about that I'm a...
Hey, I played the dad joke card on you that time.
Yeah, but
you actually handled it very nicely.
Oh, what was that? What would you do?
It was before you did Letterman with the practicing Judaism joke.
No, but that's like something...
That was a warning. I was trying to save you.
No, I think you were more trying to set me up.
No, yeah.
Oh, Josh, Elvis Weinstein, has he ever worked on a set with you? He'll tell you that one of the jokes, he just takes one of the jokes, says, oh, we used to do that at Hebrew school. Really? That joke about the gendarmes? Okay, Josh.
Wow.
I do feel like I would not enjoy improv comedy.
I think...
But what's your take? Have you enjoyed it? Oh, of course you have.
Yes, and I also.
But cinema, that's not improv. It's not the kind of improv I'm talking about.
What improv are you talking about?
Oh, I'm on Mars now. Boy, the atmosphere is strange.
Why, you're right. It is strange. I'd never noticed that before.
Oh,
but is this phone going to reach all the way back to our Uber?
Yes, and it also gets the Discovery card. Scene.
Blackout is what
Blackout. Now, have you done much of that kind of? I've only done it twice.
I've done it, yeah, many times over the years. I've done that sort of. They used to happen more often in Minneapolis.
Ah,
but yeah, I've done plenty of improv in my life, and it was never my vocation. I was never in a troupe.
Yeah, I guess I feel like every time
I got to do it with like Stephen Leo years ago after shows. That was fun.
How do you know Stephen Leo?
Because they were on the road and we were all comedians in the 80s.
I never saw Stephen Leo perform. I always wanted to see them perform.
Oh, I saw them many, many times.
Lou Schneider told me about their bits. They were hilarious,
right?
They were
funny as hell, yeah.
They had Substitute Leo.
It was, no, they were, I don't know that there was a funnier team in that era.
Yeah, I get sad sometimes because I feel like I know both those guys. And
they ended up writing the Santa Claus.
Right, which wasn't bad. But I just feel like it's such a hard thing to do that if you can do it, because I was in a duo and I didn't like it that much. It was hard. It seems like they really had, it's so funny, I never saw them perform, but I've heard about them from like Lou Schneider and all these guys, and they sound like my favorite group. You
would have loved them because they were, they were a meta comedy team then,
Yeah.
And they were so committed and really funny as shit, and it wasn't like Renaissance Festival kind of bad team, and it wasn't vaudevillian. It was really funny. It was good.
Now
it was sort of like Higgins Boys and Gruber. It had some of that kind of energy too, where there was sketches and then there was just like these funny dudes too.
I couldn't get over seeing Al Higgins because I haven't seen him in a long time, and there's just this look that all the Higgins boys share. That they were Higgins boy.
Yeah.
They have that same, it's kind of a smile.
That's what Dennis Miller said to me once when one of the times he met me.
What did he say?
All right. Who's this? The Lost Higgins boy?
Oh, God, I can't. Now I'm sorry I said it.
Yeah, well.
Where did you... I forget now where you had to deal with him.
I never had to deal with him, but I had many interactions over the years, many short interactions. I wrote jokes for him for the Emmys once.
Oh.
Or I wrote a joke that he opened the Emmys with.
What was it? You told me this, right?
I've told you this, yeah. Perush will tell you where it's at.
So that's your update, right?
That's my update. I'm waiting to hear back about where the back is, but at least I feel sort of like I'm not convalescing anymore. I can go back to life, and I'm glad about that. And I always feel hearty when I recover from a surgery, too.
Yeah, well, you don't say that. You don't want it to be a weekly occurrence.
No, I don't, but I've had enough surgeries now that it's a...
I always like the... You know what? I have to be honest with you. I always like the fourth week after a surgery. Well, I'm hoping that... And, my wife, on our wedding night, she wanted me to go through the front, too.
Wow. Oh, he's placing the hood over his head and cheering like I don't know what.
Oh, so I had an injury, too. And I had an injury.
You posted your big swollen ankle.
My big swollen ankle. And the thing about it, Josh, was that it's an age thing. Because I really can't. I think I know when I may have done it.
Yeah.
But it literally is like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have turned, reached for a pickle or bent down to time my... Whatever it was something that would normally have not caused a sprained ankle. So I really don't remember what
you
what
probably
caused
just rolled it or something while you were walking or something.
I think that's what I did, but why did it... It was one of these things where it got...
And then you kept walking.
Yes. Because I was so angry the day that I went to the doctor. And this, I think it happened with taxi drivers too, but when it happens, it's a Lyft driver drops me... Somehow, I was random doing things on my phone. You know how they random call people? I was random doing things with... I changed my destination.
Oh, really?
I'm sleeping like I'm holding the phone, and all of a sudden I'm going to Largo. Now, the reason why I know that it had to be my mess up is it had to be Largo. So, and then my manager, Catherine, she had texted me, take care, when I told her I was injured, take care, elevate, and all that kind of stuff. Mm. So she gets a text from me 3 hours later. Okay. And she thought that I was passive-aggressively reacting to her. Because she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to tell you what to do. There's no way okay many, many times. It's not great. It's not a great response.
The only time okay works as a tweet, as a text response is it's like, I'll meet you at so-and-so at 4.
Okay. Yeah. Then you can't read anything into that.
Right.
So, it's better.
Good. And you elevated and iced for the weekend?
What I did was...
Whined a bit.
Well, whining is,
When I called you the other day, just, hello?
First of all, I don't usually answer the phone. So I saw it was you. I had to put on my most egregious, not egregious, but, how are you, Josh? I gotta tell you, don't get old.
Did I wake you from a surgery?
Huh? I've had said old people say that to me. I hate that advice.
Yeah, don't get old.
Don't get old. Hey, you didn't say anything about my new beard.
For sissies. I didn't know. Is it a beard or is it just neglect?
No, but it looks horrible. I thought you would be.
It doesn't look horrible. Oh. I always think of you as a clown anyway, so the Emmett Kelly look is perfect.
That would bother me if I wasn't such an accomplished clown.
Right.
So now I got very worried because we're supposed to go back and shoot the rest of the movie, and there's a lot of uneven ground scenes.
Yes. There's the hopscotch scene we're doing.
Yeah, and I don't know why that would be.
There's a 3-legged race at the big picnic.
Why is there a Dizzy Izzy race?
I don't know.
In the middle?
It's just weird.
I can't believe that you told me a couple of weeks ago or sometime that you also had to do a thing that could have killed you as a kid. Where you run around the bat.
I don't remember doing it. I did it a couple of times, but it wasn't a big pastime. But I think I said, as an America's Funniest Home Videos writer, I saw a lot of them. And
this is a camp. So I went to an actual organized camp.
For spinning? You went to a spinning camp?
Well, it's like, It's not like, please tell us if going around.
The kids in the camp go round and round, round and round, round and round.
See,
the kids in the camp go round and round.
I don't even know that song. I know that's a song.
It's a song you'd sing on the bus to camp. The wheels on the bus go round and round.
Oh, see, I thought it was a Bobby Collins bit that he would say.
Oh, well, that's just great.
So, I don't know where I was going with that, but.
I fucked you over with the song.
Ding, bang, 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 boom.
So you were worried about your ankle being the center of your movie shooting universe.
I got into it. I did all the classic Andy Kindlers. Panic.
Yeah.
Oh, also, didn't know what was happening with me. I've been getting.
Did you think you were cursed for a little bit too, with the teeth and then the ankle?
Oh gosh, it's not something like it's not a great story from the set. You know what I mean? Like on a panel show. Right. Well, I
never did a take completely whole.
My front teeth, as you know, is an older man.
I could eat corn on the cob through a picket fence.
I'm telling you, I want to get into that Invisalign racket. It's unbelievable. It makes me hate my teeth.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Do it.
I think there's some questions. I'm not going to do it. Okay. It's just like I'm not going to do what that billboard says at the end of the ramp near our house, where it says, do you want to have a lot of surgery? Do you want to have dental surgery done? Do you not want to have any memory of it?
Right.
Twilight, we put you out. You're a dead fish during it.
That's right.
That's who signs up for that?
From
People
a billboard.
Do. What's that?
From a billboard. Knockout dentistry.
So I'm not ready for to work now.
You're not ready to work
on this show or in life.
Okay. Well, so much for much for your resolution.
Well, no, I showed up tonight, so
you did.
Still doing it.
And we'll start rolling in any time now.
No, why do you do such funny things? But I hated this time last year. It's a little bit better this year. Because last year everything was on the weekend, so it seemed like you were out of commission for 10 days. But now they had Christmas and you a couple of days back. I don't ever work.
It felt like there was 15 Fridays in a row to me.
Yeah, I never work in real life.
Yeah.
So I just felt like the holiday's over. It's, what am I going to do?
Right.
I mean, I really want to
go to Louisiana.
And that I know I'm going to do.
Banjo on your knee.
But I really, this year, would like to have a more happy year. I'm happy, but you know how like
it was a fairly happy year, 2018, wasn't it?
Right, but
seemed
I mean
happier than 2017.
Absolutely, but I mean like in the sense of like, you know, it's like, oh, well, I'm sorry I didn't return your email. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't do this. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't do that. I'd like to get past somehow get into a daily rhythm where I'm not rushing, where I'm not killing myself, but where I'm moving forward.
Yeah.
What do I want to do?
Well, I think that's doable.
And also accepting the thing that I'm the worst at, because nobody cares about it, and why should you care about it, is when I'm in these weird, needy spaces, it doesn't always help to tell people about them.
Right.
So, and I don't want to tell people about them.
Right.
And
I'm compelled.
No. Just I'm pretty good at limiting it to my. I mean, I liked when we first started the podcast. I thought it was almost like we were doing an infomercial because I had just started. You know, to deal with emotional things.
Right.
But now I can't make up stuff that happens every week.
Are you saying we should shut it down? What's your point?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, in therapy.
Yeah.
In other words, like,
okay.
So like I always
you
thought
feel like your progress curve is slowing down.
I thought it would remain.
It's like when you're losing weight. It's an epiphany at first, and then it's just like it's really slow.
I thought it'd be interesting. I'd be learning more interesting things to tell the people.
Yeah.
I'm not backing out of the podcast.
Maybe a little less lying. Maybe if you start telling the truth, there'll be a whole other.
Well, you know, Josh, this is the show that I'm going to come out as someone who's obnoxious
and
homophobic. These jokes don't work anymore. All right. No, I did not mean that. I meant that anything you predict on a show like this, which is a devil may care, moment by moment, what's another word? Roller coaster of ups and downs.
By the way, did you ever think it was devil make hair?
What did I say?
No, you devil may care. You said it correctly.
Devil may care. Devil may care. And I'll do it devil may care. You know what it means? I thought you were going to say you knew what it meant.
No, it means just sort of haphazardly, you know.
Devil may, and I don't even care if the devil.
A sort of wild, reckless, yes. But as a kid, I heard it as devil make hair.
Well.
And I didn't understand it.
But now, can we go through the whole litany of those? Come on is such a joy. Come on is such a joy. Come on, just take it easy.
You thought it was come on my almond joy?
No, because is that one of the jokes when we were kids?
No, I don't know.
What is the actual?
I don't know what you're doing. I'm just trying to play
the words
along.
to everybody has to me and my monkey.
Yeah.
What are those words? Come on is such a joy.
Yeah.
What does that mean? And we'll be back with more. Andy gets upset about old song lyrics in the future.
In the future.
Well, it's like it's a slippery slope thing. Now, did you watch the game tonight?
The National College Championship game? No.
Oh, did you tape it?
No.
I can't believe you would. I would think you'd be all over that. It's one game a year.
Yeah, it's like the Alabama State Championship. Who gives a shit?
Oh, because it's all SEC?
It's Alabama and Clemson, right?
Yeah, but it's not always Alabama and Clemson.
It's like 4 years in a row, hasn't it been?
Well, I didn't realize till after the game that Clemson had won once before. Okay, I'm not going to say anything else about it because it's not interesting. But there was a true freshman. Oh. He was the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Nobody cared when I was a true freshman.
No.
Because
you're passing out to speed and listening to fucking brass bands.
Can you believe he's an actual true freshman? This kid Kindler? He smokes bongs.
Everyone drafted into the NBA was a freshman, so.
Yeah. I never thought of myself as a whiz.
No.
But you did. You had to have because you got so far.
I was a whiz.
I
was a whiz.
I guess you have to be a whiz.
I am no longer a whiz, so I feel like I can safely say that I was a whiz.
I think once you're a whiz, you never lose it.
I've lost some whiz. I have one kidney. The whiz just doesn't happen like it used to.
Did you hear that song that was sent to us?
I did.
It was great. We don't have to talk about that. But I love that there's just a line in there that I love. My favorite 2 lines are about you not having a kidney and me having a tattoo on my weenie.
Yes.
See, people would get the wrong idea of the podcast.
This is Emilio Fox sent us a pro paywall song.
That's the best thing in the world. Come on, but you know it does.
Do we have to play it now?
Yeah.
All right, we'll play it. Here, Emilio, you did it.
You did it. Emilio is working high level. You know what I'm saying? He is. I don't know what I'm saying. You know what? This is the maker of the Thought Spiral rap. This is more like the Rick Rubin Thought Spiral rap. He calls it a rock song, but it's more like Rick Rubin hip hop, I think. But what is that? Should be that piece? I don't want. This doesn't replace the break.
Just stop. No, this isn't the break. This is just a break.
Just stop. How many times during the podcast does your see? I don't know where to go now, but I could do this. I could just shut up.
I will get the listeners to pay for the wall, and I will call it the paywall.
We want the paywall. Put up the paywall. Thought Spiral is so funny. Josh, Andy, take our money. We want the paywall. Put up the paywall. Spiral is so funny. Josh, Andy, take our money. How in the world could this be free? When I listen, I'm filled with glee. Best podcast in history. It's better than pornography. And he's got a tattoo on his weenie. Josh has only one kidney. I wanna give them my money. They deserve it more than me. We want the paywall. Put up the paywall. Thought Spiral is so funny. Josh, Andy, take our money. We want the paywall. Put up the paywall. Thought Spiral is so funny. Josh, Andy, take our money.
The following is brought
brought to you with limited commercial potential.
Is that your voice?
Yes.
No, I love that. Here's why I love that. I feel like that's how I would write a rap. Is like deconstructive.
I like my favorite thing about it. Upon listening to it again, is the "I live in an apartment" rock scream.
yeah. That's right. That's so right. Ma, I'm taping down here, Ma. Leave me alone.
No, that's mean. I just mean apartment. You're just trying to be polite to your neighbors, but you're still trying to do a rock and roll scream.
Oh, God. Oh, that was so good.
Thank you, Emilio.
Thank you, Emilio.
Although I still fully don't endorse a paywall, obviously.
Well, we're not stupid, right? He doesn't. He would do it to just see. He'd be like that Seinfeld episode where
I fully endorse people writing songs about us.
True.
But I don't necessarily endorse the paywall.
Because that episode of Seinfeld where he made the guy change his restaurant, there's no way that us. But you know what? I've been seeing a lot of things. They go, "Hey, we got 17 million downloads. Are they lying or are they doing?" It's like every show. There's somebody, "Hey, you want to do our show? 85 million downloads, 93 million. What's happening out there?"
Right. You've done 33 million episodes.
Or maybe they're adding it up together.
Could be. I think it is.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
We have an impressive number, all told, as well.
Is there anyone making big dollars? I'm sure there's making people.
Sure.
Making, but it's not us.
We went to Mark Maron's house.
Oh, that's right. Is there anyone making? I will know the guy. I know one of the people. Yes. I'm such a moron. Well, I also thought, like, does Joe Rogan make money or something?
Yes, lots of it.
This is why I think I'm a failure. Not a failure, but I stay below.
Let me settle in.
What's that?
Let me settle in. This is why I think I'm a failure.
Yeah. How much time do you have? I don't know how things take off. I guess. That's what I mean. But why do I care? Why am I talking about this? I wish I could punch myself in the face. If I punch myself in the face, would you stop me?
Not so far. That was 3 punches.
I don't know why tonight, more than ever, I'm talking about a podcast. You know, the podcast should be something.
Well, you seem to have this
nervous energy,
this career sort of malaise going on right now. You seem to have this fear, because you're talking about feeling dissatisfied.
I think it's money malaise.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a money malaise. It's not that it's a malaise.
It's fear.
It's fear. And it always happens as my bank account goes down.
Weird.
But the other side of it is I'm not like I used to be. I used to be shaking with fear all the time. I couldn't imagine how you would get a next year of work.
Well, I mean, I know so many people who, first of all, this time of year, when you look at your calendar and go, "Oh fuck, it's empty."
Yeah,
there's always that, and. But, I think one of the lessons you learn from 30 years of show business, plus, is shit happens. Stuff comes along.
Yes.
Things happen, and you just have to have that faith. My corollary to that is you have to be making shit regardless. So
I think that's my problem, is you must be making shit regardless. I know what I am not doing.
Right.
And I know that I don't want to hate myself for it. But I also know that at one point I want to start doing it more.
Right.
Doing, like, I'm kind of exaggerating in a way, but it's like, I just feel like I want to, on a daily level, be more proactive, but not in a way that bothers me. None of it bothers me, but I've made it like, if I go, oh, I got to answer that email, and I'm getting better at, like, I have to address these things.
Right.
So I think I got paralyzed last year in November or something like that. Really bad. When I had that project I was working on.
Right.
So I'm worried about getting into that mode again. But I don't think there's nothing to be done about it. Sometimes you just have to try the next day.
Well, yeah, and I think you just have to find. You have to find the conversation has to be about you. And not about what other people are expecting from you and what they're thinking of you and what they're, like it has to be, what do I want to make and what interests me and what, what's going to actually draw me into wanting to do it more than I should do this. I said yes. Fuck, now they're expecting something.
Right,
you know?
right. That makes sense.
It's more about, generating something from within, whatever it is, because the energy is going to beget other energy.
Yeah.
That's what I've found, at least, is that at a certain point, once you start making shit and start, even if it's not career related, it's still going to wake up parts of your brain and parts of your body that want to do this shit,
Yeah. I think that there's been a split in me, but I don't know if that's when you grow up or it's a problem I have to overcome, where I kind of split from I made the part of my life that's not really work seem like work.
Right.
But it's like come up with a few ideas or think. I'm making progress with it because the thing I did in December with Amy Mann, I worked on it. But a lot of times I'll be like I think you said to me a couple of weeks ago, well, why don't you read the script? It's like I have a tendency to live in a gray area of, it's not that I'm paralyzed. It's more like I'm worried. How will I do when I get to Louisiana?
Right.
What will Josh think about me?
Right.
That is
resistance is always fear.
Yeah, that's true.
I just believe that.
Yeah,
it's always fear, but in this case, the way to fight the fears that you're talking about are to prepare.
Right, and the thing is, what happens is,
but I think but don't. I mean, this is easy to say, but the fun, there's a fun way to do it. When you have time, you can go, wow, what can I create in that scene? What moment can I make from, out of that thing that, some of it you're going to find in the moment, no matter what, on the day. Mm-hmm. But there's some shit that you're only going to find by thinking about it.
Yeah.
And spending time with it.
Right. But now you have a similar thing that I could have, but you don't have it to the same degree. You feel paralyzed sometimes too.
Sometimes, yeah.
But not to the same degree. I don't
just, it's more like I notice it happening rather than I decide that that's the phase I'm in,
Right.
You know what I mean? There are certainly times, and it usually has to do more with, it's usually not creative. It's usually clerical. Where I get frozen up. It's usually...
Well, now, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that it's clerical. It's like my taxes or it's whatever. But some of these things I've made bigger.
Sure.
And some of these things I've also applied to comedy. In other words, slowed me down. And made it not like in a major way, but made it worse for me. The same way I don't like to do bills is the same way I don't like to go through my index cards,
right.
Or and so I think that's about thinking that I have to have something really great to get motivated by. It's just something like never having grown up, or I don't know what caused it really, but there's always it's the part of me that's evaluating. If you go back to Louisiana and you don't do very well, remember that time that Josh said you should read the script? He's going to say you didn't read the script. So you know what? Instead of reading the script, you should agonize about that.
Right.
And then, or you should think, will Josh really love me even if I didn't read the script? Spend 4 more hours on that. It's all a thing that has nothing to do with the Zen way of, carry wood, chopping wood, carry water.
Right.
The whole thing. What's the sound? It's like you just want to just keep doing things, doing things instead of making everything into a big thing. I think that's the problem with the New Year for me.
Right.
Is that you ready to go?
Well, you're a hugely creative guy, and you're wasting all that creativity on worst case scenarios.
What if I stopped worrying about worst case scenarios and that night I got killed because I forgot?
You still wouldn't have wasted time.
That's true, because there's nothing I can do. Nothing you can do to prepare.
Yeah, I've said it a million times, I'm sure, on the show, but that was my mom's conclusion from at the end of her life. I always worried about the wrong things.
Right, that makes sense. But beyond the thing about doing work and finding something, I also think that there's a thing that I would go into for years to auditions or to whatever it is I was doing and feel bad, regardless of the preparation, just not feel like this is something I I can do it, but I'm not going to get the job, or they're going to look at me funny.
Well, because because it's the situation. It is
a horrible situation.
Well, it's your actual fears realized. It is a room full of people judging you.
Right.
And rejecting you most of the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no way to feel good about it.
True, but if I had gone to Vietnam...
obviously some people are good at it. And some,
right.
But, it's one of those... I mean, the Hollywood thing is, it's like... You're never winning when you're showing weakness in Hollywood.
True. Right.
If you're showing desperation, if you're showing fear, if you're showing uncertainty, it just never helps you.
Yeah. And I feel I've lost...
in any business situation.
I've lost a lot of the angst I used to have, but when I start to think about money, then things get all like...
Yeah, well, me too. I mean, I have my own money fears and issues and stuff, and trying to plan it out and... where's it going to come from for this and blah, 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 But I also subscribe to that, shit happens.
Right. I thought you were going to tell me you subscribe to Entrepreneur Magazine.
It's just,
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I know at deep...
But I also I'm kind of at the opposite side of the spectrum where I'm looking at the next few months going, all right, I get to do a movie. I got to put out my movie. I'm going to make an album. So I feel like creatively, I have the next few months charted out.
Yes,
which is to me, which doesn't solve the money problem. None of this solves the money problem,
Right.
But it does solve the creative, because the place where I get depressed and easily thrown from the horse of happiness is when I don't feel like I'm working on something.
Yeah, I think that's so true.
That's when I don't know what's next and. I don't have an idea, that's when I'm out to sea.
Well, this is an example that I talk about with Susan all the time, which is kind of symbolizes how I look at life and how I'd like to not look at life anymore. I mean, we have a storage unit.
Yeah.
And so it's a certain amount of money per month, right?
Right.
And I deduct some of it because I keep stuff and I keep all my horrible VHS tapes. So there's a part of me that's like, you're an idiot. How stupid are you that you have all these horrible old TV guides or whatever the hell? Susan's a photographer. She has she has stuff that equipment wise. So I start to get mad at myself and I start to yell at myself. And then I remember walking to like a beauty shop or something, and this woman would start talking about how many kids she has, and she asked me if I had kids, and she said, "You don't know how much money." It's like I agonize over it. It's like if I'm going to just think of the cost of that storage unit every month,
right.
That's not the way to approach the problem.
Right.
And so there is that weird thing that I think is a parenting thing, which is like, you better get this shit, you better get it straightened out this year, Andy,
right.
Or you're in serious trouble. Because I think part of that is like, if I don't have that attitude, I won't get it done or something.
Right.
But that's not true.
Well, here's the other thing to look at. Look how easily you can spend that same amount of money on weed in a month. And I don't mean that as a slam.
No, I'm not.
I mean, like, I've used that before. Like,
I see.
Like, I'm obsessing over this $400 or
right.
this $800 or in your case, this $3,000. I'm just kidding. But whatever. It's like you choose where to obsess about it. Whereas, like, you don't think about the money you spend on weed.
Right.
But you're obsessing about the same chunk of money over
It's
here.
absolutely right. Or if you had a kid, you wouldn't be thinking, I wish I didn't have this kid.
Well, sometimes you do. Sometimes you think that, but not at all the majority.
But in general, my life would be better if every day, if I stopped saying things like my life would be better.
Probably. I mean, part of it is you have to acknowledge that your life is pretty fucking good.
It is very good.
And spend some time. I mean, it's not like I spend some time appreciating life, but
yeah.
I don't set aside time to, but.
Well, you enjoy, I think you enjoy things. Like you enjoy things without material.
I enjoy the path, kind of. I enjoy the projects. I enjoy people that I like.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy people in general, but I do. I take great nourishment from my family of friends.
I think that's also an important thing, because the other thing I'm thinking about is like, sometimes I get so focused on I have to do this, or I got to make money, or whatever the thing is. I let the parts of life go, connecting with the people I care about and connecting with them, not because I'm yelling at myself, because I want to connect with them, and I have when I used to spend more time on the phone, I did have a little bit more of a connection sometimes I felt with people.
Yeah. You just got to get out of your fucking head.
Yeah.
You know? I do have the ability now to shut myself down by just going, you know what? Everything's fine.
That's pretty good.
And I really can kind of just, I can kind of shut the machine down with that. If I feel the spin happening, and it happens, but but I don't, there's all these voices telling me things that are unreasonable fears, or not even unreasonable fears, but fears that don't deserve intensity.
That you have, that everyone has.
But I'm speaking of myself, but money is one of those things where it's like, there is an answer to this. You have answers to these things.
Right.
It might be hard or stressful to move money around or whatever, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Well, that's why I think people I always admire people like Francis Ford Coppola, because he was willing to risk it all, or not that it's necessarily good, but he had this optimism that he's going to get another project. He's going to get the money.
And I've done that on a very tiny scale throughout my career, where it's just like, I got to take the next leap because this isn't making me happy.
And using Francis Ford Coppola as an example, who would have known going in that those would be the greatest movies, the Godfather movies?
He did, I bet.
Oh, because I thought he had hesitation about even taking them going in.
Well, but I think once you're in, you think you're making the best fucking movie.
Because he also cast real Italian people.
Yes.
That was it's so weird to think
he put some thought into that movie.
Yeah. And he worked with, I bet Marlon Brando wasn't easy to work with, but God damn it, he was great in that movie. But,
yeah. I bet that was about as easy as he got. Just because they had to fight so hard to get him there,
Why?
Because he was untouchable at that point.
In terms of money?
No, in terms of reputation for being a huge pain in the ass that cost you a shit ton of money to get.
Would that affect your insurance on the movie?
He was like Orson Welles at a certain point, where he had just alienated so many people and pissed off so many people.
Yet he went on Larry King so many times. I find that odd.
He did. He had a lot. He gave him room to talk.
Every time I think of Chris Elliott doing
Stay away from the island, David.
Good. Nice going, Ringo. Yeah. Did you watch the Globes?
I had it on.
I watched them.
I didn't pay a lot of attention, I have to say.
Well, you can't. What is it about? I'm not jealous of Andy Samberg, but am angry at him in a way. I don't know, not angry at him, but just like there's something annoying about his whole thing to me.
Yeah.
And so is it me?
No, it's the kind of cute guy in college comedy that just he never shook. It never grew up.
Right. But did you like Dick in the Box and all that stuff?
I thought Dick in the Box was pretty damn
pretty
funny.
Good. Yeah. Because they have.
I thought some of those were funny,
Yeah.
But I'm not a huge fan, but I got no animosity, really.
Well, I thought Sandra Oh I was surprised because I didn't know if she'd be funny or not, but she was funny. Whereas everything he says,
After Arliss, you don't think she could be funny?
Oh my God, she was in Arliss?
Yes.
I remember her from Sideways.
Wow.
That was a great movie, I
yes.
thought. Who do you...
You said you said it was so... I remember her from Sideways, you were one-upping me.
Well, no, I don't remember... I do think Sideways is a better reference than Arliss in terms of quality.
Right, because I said mine ironically.
Right, but
as if Arliss sucked.
Yeah, but would that make her suck, though, if Arliss sucked? Did she suck on Arliss? I don't even remember.
She sucked to a certain extent because...
It's Arliss.
Because that's what they gave her to do.
God, that must be... Now, talk about fun to work with. That Robert Wall.
My friend Jim Turner was on that show.
I know that. I know, and but I didn't remember Sandra Oh. I should go back and watch Dream On and just take my life from the beginning again. I like Dream On.
Maybe some First and 10, a little Bizarre, a little Brothers.
What is First and 10?
First and 10 was a football sitcom on HBO with O.J. Simpson. And I think Shannon Tweed.
Was it good?
Who I worked with. Yes, I did work with Shannon Tweed.
She's pretty, right?
She is pretty.
Right.
And really cool.
Why do you say it defensively like that? She is pretty.
Well, she's Shannon Tweed. It kind of goes with...
I can't get the thing.
It goes with the territory.
How we doing? We doing good?
What
do you think?
Shannon Tweed put me on the phone with Gene Simmons once when we were in a car on the way to set. And I had nothing to say to him.
Was this when you were on later?
No, when I was on Young Person's Guide to Becoming a Rock Star.
And why'd you have to speak to him?
Because she thought it'd be funny. She's like, Gene was coming back from a parent-teacher conference.
Hey, Josh.
And she's like, hey, here, talk to Gene. He's to come back.
So what are you going to do?
She did not want to be on the fucking phone with me at all. And I said, hey, how'd the conference go? Or something like that.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Did you wear the boots? I'll give you back to Shannon.
Yeah, that is not... Wait till you speak to Josh. You're going to love it.
Yeah, it was not cool, really. So you ready to take a break?
I think so. I feel like I need rejuvenation.
Okay. By the way, we didn't have homework this week because it's winter break.
Right.
Next week's homework, The Swimmer.
Yeah.
We're going to do Burt Lancaster, the weird late 60s movie, The Swimmer, with Burt Lancaster.
And is it like this? He goes, I got to get back in the pool. Is that the way he talked?
Wait, tune in and find out.
I was in Elmer Gantry.
Oh, Jesus. I wouldn't have picked this if I knew you thought you had a Burt Lancaster impression.
You got to have better than that, right?
I'll have one by the end of this. All right, let's take a break. We did stand-up last week. Let's go back to Allison.
That's good. That's good. You know what I say? It's you pick 'em week.
It's I pick 'em? Let's see. What should we do?
Oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you something.
People loved Glory Road, by the way.
It's you know.
So we'll do something from that album.
But can I just tell you this one quick before you start, and
Sure.
you can put it in later? Because I went to Best Buy the other week. This is how if you want to argue that I'm the world's stupidest man.
Do I get to argue that side?
No. I think it's clear. I go in and go. Do you have one of those machines where you take a VHS tape?
Oh, you told me this last week,
Yeah.
I think, on the show.
Oh,
It was
okay.
actually for a cassette that you were looking for. Yeah.
It's still haunts me. Oh, you do? Well, I can't use it.
Well, thank you.
Have a nice day. All right.
Do you have Prince Edward in a can?
That's such an old joke because no one knows what that is.
I think it's Prince Albert, actually.
Oh, Prince Albert. What is it, like a snuff or something?
It's a tobacco. Let's do... This might be one of the first songs we ever learned with Allison. This is from the same album as Glory Road. I believe the album was called Glory Road. This one's a fun little romp called Get Out of Town.
Get out of town. It's 65 degrees. It's always 65 degrees in Los
On this
Angeles.
getaway weekend.
2 for Tuesday.
Get out of town.
Well, there's some things I've been told, some things that I see. One thing that I know for sure, your love is killing me. I'm tired of living. She's tired, getting kicked around. You've been putting me on your mark, get set. Get out of town. With there's lightning in your eyes, thunder in my heart. When the storm blows over, you're the one that'll fall apart. I'm tired of living. She's tired, getting kicked around. You've been putting me on your mark, get set. Get out of town. Well, I'm not the
65 degrees, get out of town. But I got to tell you, if you're trying to get out of town this weekend, avoid the 14 because it's going to get pretty cloudy. I mean, misty.
Oh,
so close, right? I love that song. That was great.
It's a romp.
You know, if you, get out of town. I got to tell you though, if you're thinking of getting out of town this weekend, I would avoid the 5. There's got to be something funny you can avoid.
The
El Toro, why?
The grapevine.
I love that song. That song rocked. I love the people who, I hate to say the word rocked, but I love the people who did the harmonies.
Yes, that was cool. Mark Lee and Claudia Russell, who were those three were the original trio. That was Maggie's Farm that got signed, and then they expanded the band.
Oh, because that had a sound. Because again, I think the thing that
and that song actually went back to her band, the Tearjerkers.
Oh, okay.
So this was Maggie's Farm performing it, but that was a song that was with Allison that she wrote before that even.
Well, it's a great song. And the thing is, I think the listeners get so much more when I weigh in some, it's not professorial. It's the opposite.
No, but it's better than me going, that's my wife. Check her out at AllisonMacLeod.bandcamp.com.
The thing I love about what she's doing here is that a lot of times it's like you can't define her sound that easily. Right. She has rockabilly elements.
Yeah.
But like that's the first time I heard say, oh, that has that I attach rockabilly.
Yeah.
So that means like she can play like in different styles. It's her stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't sound like it sounds like that's the music she's playing.
She doesn't have a musical style.
Right.
Per se. I mean, every song is different for her. She doesn't, there are songs in her catalog that are similar to one another, but she's not someone who like gets into a movement
right
for herself.
I'm amazed at Dylan. Someone like Dylan, he's written I think 4 million songs. And,
yeah.
I mean, you could if you paid me money, I could group a few, but there's still with all the melodies out there, he still manages to hit.
None of them. I knew I would burn you.
That hurt. That hurt. That got in. And you know what that makes me want to say? Don't forget, April, it's all Woody Allen month here. Woody Allen month on False Power. Come in with your positive Woody Allen anecdotes and your favorite books. Oh, how you think you should have dated someone even younger? All right. Take this out, Josh. Or leave it in. I don't care. What am I worried about?
I don't know. What are you at this point?
The guitar lead was great, too. I love do you know what that was?
I'm not sure.
I love when the guitar thing comes goes from an indistinct noise thing to a.
Yeah, exactly.
You think I could get money as a reviewer? Why can't I? I should be. If I'm not articulate, I should be interesting.
That was sort of almost like Lenny Schultz.
Thanks.
Sure.
God damn it.
Question time?
Question time. But the thing is, to me, that you have set up a Jew trap. Do you have cameras in this room?
A Jew trap?
You set up a Jew trap.
Wow.
Because let's say you went into the kitchen.
Okay.
But I really knew you were going away for a long period of time.
Okay.
Look at that. It's like.
Oh,
it's a crime of opportunity.
There's money on the table.
Yeah, and it looks like I
emptied my pockets.
Right. So, how could I not convince myself to take half? All right. Sorry.
Wow.
Look,
I'm having money troubles, Josh. Why are you doing this?
Yeah. Why are you lording it over me? Dana Carvey used to do that thing about Paul McCartney. You know what could upset him? Linda. I think I lost $10 million, Linda. I've been in the couch. But see, if you could hear him do it.
Stand by your man says, a whatnot. After 37 years of seeing how letting things go unchecked went, I decided to take a different approach and started therapy last week. Listening to you guys talk about your own paths has helped me get to this point. So thank you both, and much love from Boston.
Makes me
Come
happy.
on, people.
It makes me so happy. And this is the type of thing. I because I should have been in therapy before I was in therapy. I can't believe I could have gone another how many years and not seen it as a resource. So when people see it as a resource
or a resource,
What'd you say?
Resource.
I'm saying this is a resource, like a resort.
Yeah.
On the other hand, this is the type of thing, like this guy would change his life. This guy can't kick in $12 a month on a Patreon.
I bet he would, and then you'd feel like shit.
I feel like shit.
Yes.
This guy just got into therapy. Right. He sucked up all of his money because he always buy up one more than you should, the Patreon. And for $200 a month, Josh will call you at home 4 times a week.
That's right. Chris says, love Josh's cancer piece on number 87. Would you call that a bit or a chunk? What's the difference? Well, I officially do call it a chunk, the cancer chunk. The difference is a chunk is made up of bits.
Exactly. You couldn't have said it better.
A chunk is a way to organize bits.
Yes.
In your head.
A bit is an individual thing. Are we going to do that bit again tonight?
No, let's wait until we have more bits and we'll do the whole chunk.
Right. Oh, so we'll do the whole chunk.
Yeah.
Are we going to do the Jew chunk tonight?
Let's do the Mr. Weinstein chunk tonight.
We're going to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you. I hope we cleared it up.
Hey Chew Chewbacca says, has Andy attempted to mount a pogo stick since the infamous Letterman show Pogo Crash?
Just on my wedding night.
No,
I would never do that again in my whole life.
Yeah.
I think it'd be stupid.
For the record, that was a pneumatic pogo stick, too.
Are they all? I think they're all pneumatic.
No, are they all now?
Well,
they're now all powered jackhammer pogo sticks?
Stupid. The thing
you probably bankrupted that company with just that one thing.
No, you're kidding, right? I told you it went the opposite way.
Oh, did they take off?
The guy who had set me up with it, the thing years later goes, I feel bad about saying this, but the sales took off.
Well, yeah, I guess they ended up doing a whole segment on his fucking pogo stick, which makes me laugh 10 years later.
You know what's the thing that makes me laugh and is sad is how desperate I am when I'm in those situations. Here, Andy, shove a pizza in your face. It's like it's not like if I said to you, do you want to try this? You know how people try terrible things like the hottest chilies in the world?
Well, but that's your job as a correspondent at anything. Your job is to go, yep, I'm in.
Right, and that
see how it comes out.
That can bite you in the ass.
Sure, or your back, all over your back in a black and blue sort of way. Perush says, is Orson Welles the ultimate Mr. Weinsteinoverse character? Sort of.
The ultimate what?
Mr. Weinsteinoverse, he calls it. Mr. Weinstein, yes.
Oh. Yeah, no, because I don't think I'm as officious, right? I'm not as a...
It's the Mr. Weinsteinoverse he's talking about. He would fit within the world, is what he's saying.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. What's the matter with me?
I don't know.
Do you think you can give me a script?
Greg Kelly says, number 888 reminds me of an Oldsmobile my father drove. Ever own a now extinct GM car? No, I never have. My father did, in fact, drive a Delta 88 for not a short time, but it was one of his cars.
Didn't you think about that when it was 88, that it was something like 77? It had something. I thought about that someone will go, 88s, something like that. 88, that's how many keys there are on a...
Piano?
No.
Yeah.
How much are there?
88.
There are?
Yeah. Well, you're acting like you're a genius for knowing that?
I was. I was. For 1 second. I wasn't acting. I thought I was a genius. I thought I won the lottery. But I couldn't. It's like, how do you do it? And then it took me. Then I realized I didn't do anything. It's fun. This stuff is fun.
But yeah, no, I've never owned. I don't think I've ever owned an American car.
Did your old LaSalle run great? How did your old LaSalle run?
Great.
Gee, our old LaSalle ran great.
Tweet Bahara says Thought Spiral is my favorite podcast. Now that's clear. Now that's clear. I strongly disagree with you guys about the Nutty Professor. My opinion, it's Jerry's masterpiece. I love watching it with my eyes and the looking and the funny.
You know what's so funny? I love that he had to butter us up first.
No, it was good. It was smart.
I can't argue with that take. I thought there was some brilliant things in there, but then I just...
What was brilliant? Tell me something. You like Buddy Love more.
I love Buddy Love.
Okay, yeah.
I don't like the Professor.
No, here's the thing. I will agree it's Jerry's masterpiece. it's I think Jerry Lewis is sort of a binary thing.
Is there any other movie that we could see? I'm not going to, but is there any other movie we could see that would say this would be another representative, or is it going to be
the errand boy, the bellboy?
Yeah, but those are all like, but take a hi ho.
Well, what do you want?
Well, this one was
Funny
more,
Bones.
Well, this one was more developed. That's what they promised going in.
I know, it's his masterpiece.
That's what Tweet Bahara said.
Why go down the scale?
Tweet, I know where you're coming from, but here's the thing. Josh and I, more me, I'm self-absorbed, but even Josh is more self-absorbed than anybody who at this point in their lives is going to get into the Nutty Professor. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it didn't make me laugh.
Yeah.
There was a few beats that made me laugh.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And did you hear that the Buddy Love character was Dean? You told me that, right? Or some people did.
Well, yeah.
You did. But do you think there was a time period where people thought that Dean was real mean to him? Or because I always felt it was like, Jerry is the most annoying person in the world. He can't stop talking about himself. He's bragging about himself, and Dean's too cool to hang out with him.
I don't know if people ever thought that it was an accurate portrayal of Dean either. I mean, I just think that they thought he was lashing out at Dean with that.
Right. When you say
like
stuff
it was a shot. It's like he was, what the kids say. He was throwing shade.
Well, it's like there can't be anything worse than this. Like, look, Martin and Lewis, people want to say it was all Jerry Lewis. I know they want to say that. That's what he would do. They want to say that. But God damn it, Dean was he's like making apologies for Dean as if Dean wasn't already obviously funnier than him in the group. Good night and God bless.
Case closed.
It's another episode of Case Closed.
Jim Meehan says, in the opening of The Odd Couple, a young guy, apparently unaware he is in a long shot, appears to ask Tony Randall if he needs help with the bags he is carrying. Trying to find this helpful New Yorker by process of elimination. Andy, was it you?
Now I want to go back and see that. It's
the Boy Scout, isn't it?
Oh, okay. But I thought he was making it like that there was someone in there who didn't even want to be in the opening. That was a bit.
Huh?
It's a bit where someone tries to take his bag.
Oh, maybe
right?
so, but I don't know. I mean, I just remember the bit where he helps the old lady cross the street, and then the Boy Scout punches him.
I also like when he meets Oscar, and Oscar's taking out the garbage,
and he hands him his cigars.
Well, he doesn't want to shake his hand.
All right.
Then I could watch every one of why don't they run that? They should run that more on TV. What are they on TV Land now? I used to love TV Land. I don't even know the shows. Madam Secretariat.
Really? When the horse that becomes president?
Three is a bunch. 4 is too many. That show.
Sure.
Caroline in the City. You always have to put a real one in. There's I guess after a while there aren't as many great sitcoms as you claimed.
No, it's true. I'm still on Mrs. Maisel. Yoshi Yamamoto. Yoshi wants to know, how do you think Google/Wikipedia have changed comedy in terms of truth? I feel like back in the day you could get away with a certain false premises, but now a premise can be debunked within seconds. Well, I think if you've got your audience going to their phones, it's not a strong premise.
Yeah, but I still do think, of course, I've been embarrassed before when I came out, when I thought, what's the thing? Would you,
I don't know.
What did they say with the Pepsi? Would you, is Pepsi okay? I said, is Pepsi okay? Should be their slogan. Well, I didn't know that. It occurred to me.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes I think you can catch them, and then other times I think you can't waste your whole life worried about every single thing. But I
don't think he's talking about. I think he's talking about facts, not bits. I don't think he's saying. I think he's saying you can't make up a fact for a joke.
Oh, well, I never was into that anyway. That much. I don't like jokes that are based on you kind of think.
Andy's false premise is that what he was saying is funny. Mouth Almighty says, time for you guys to have Netflix specials. Todd Glass just had one loaded up that was shot in 2012. Annie, didn't you have one that in the can? Looking forward to Josh's. Oh, and I need to hear Jose sing Dream Alai Ho, Dream We Me Ho. I don't know that one. I don't know what that reference is. But I will sing He Ho, Ho Be His Head, a man he ain't so hard to understand. He Ho, if you die now, I know that you can lend a helping hand because it's good in everyone. All right.
Oh, I was getting it. Now I forgot the question. What was the question?
It was the thing.
All right.
Hee-ho. Huh?
Hee-ho.
But it was a Netflix special. We should have Netflix
Oh, well,
specials.
here's the thing. I still have an album to put out. This is why I hate myself. And I know I shouldn't hate myself.
Right.
Put the fucking album out and shut up.
There's something to that argument.
I'm telling you to put out my album.
I've done that before.
I know. Yeah, you can't go to the same favor pool.
Carpe Noodle.
I like that.
Says, when the movie hits really big and Josh becomes a big star, will Andy go after him in his State of the Industry? Follow-up, Josh, would you help Andy write those jokes? Yes and yes.
I think you would, but I just don't see that as being...
it's not realistic.
It's not realistic. No, what's not realistic? Me doing the speech that much longer.
Me being a star, let's admit it.
Oh, you always go to the negative. I'm more cynical. I'm not so much the glass.
I'm just fragile.
I have a million jokes that start out like this. I don't just think the glass is half full, and then that's all I have so far. So far, the glass isn't. I have great premises.
I think it might be Cesario's. Was the Democrat sees the glass is half full, the Republican says, "Hey, who's drank half my fucking water?"
I just saw him on an old Letterman,
an old Carson. He was
Carson. Yes,
I saw that too.
And he had a strong set. I don't like that thing Carson did now, where you stand there looking like an idiot.
Have you noticed that channel is now on the fritz because of a negotiation? It's been the last several days. It's,
my!
Tribune Broadcasting has pulled this from.
Someone's asking more for Antenna TV, or
yes.
They're asking less?
I think they're trying to charge Antenna.
Come on, people. Don't take away my Rockford files.
Greg W. says, hey guys, as a currently furloughed government employee, sorry about that, Greg W. Any money stretching tips from your lean years? Oh yeah. Impeach the motherfucker. Love you guys.
I can't believe it. Here's one we only have 4 listeners and one of them is furloughed.
I know, it's just fucked up. Man.
It's messed up. I mean, I don't know. You keep saying that Trump knows what he's doing and it's going to all make sense at the end. But it doesn't.
It's not the end yet, is it?
Call me. Where do you think the thing about Afghanistan came from, where he starts talking about, with Afghanistan, they had to go in because the terror. Where do you think that was from? I'm thinking it was maybe from a special on the history or like some weird.
I think
channel.
it was from Russian television special because it was like total revisionist history.
But I don't know if I buy the thing that he's being instructed because he's too stupid. Although I heard that thing about the mnemonic device, how he was taught about, say you're going to build a wall. I do believe that they did tell him just to keep going, even though it meant nothing. They said build the wall as a way to make him remember to talk about immigration.
I buy it. I think he was constantly market testing all these fucking phrases, and whenever there was one that people liked, he stuck with it.
When he stole. I think it was Reagan. Wasn't Reagan Make America Great Again?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's just there's nothing. It's just nothing.
Oy.
But
do you have any money saving tips for Greg?
Oh yeah, the ramen.
Ramen's like $14 now at the ramen places. I mean, you can still get that for
I think
20. See, Gen Xers, we made coffee, $4 coffee, and then the next generation went, you know what? Fuck you. We're gonna make ramen expensive. I
think you could check kiting is a way to make money when things are slow.
Chicken roasting also. I find that it's people underestimate how fucking easy it is to cook a chicken. a whole chicken.
And inexpensive as opposed to buying the whole foods.
Yeah, bang for your buck. It's only slightly harder than cooking a frozen pizza.
Okay, well, how do I do it? Do I baste it?
You can. It's not even that necessary, but yeah, you can.
Do I put it in a thing?
You put it in a thing.
Shizzle?
And then you put it in the other thing.
And you spice it up, though, right?
Do you really want to know how to make a chicken? Okay. Take a chicken. I go 4 pounds-ish. I take, usually I'll cut an onion, or sometimes I'll take some fennel. I'll usually put like some fennel and onion and put it in the cavity. Not loosely, though, not packed, but it gives you some steam, some aromatic steam. Then first you season the inside and then you season the outside. Put those aromatics in there. Season however you want, really. Spray it with some olive oil. Stick it in a 375 oven for about an hour.
An hour, okay.
Yeah,
but it's not cut up at all, right?
No, it's a whole chicken on a rack in a roasting pan. Maybe at 40 minutes, give it a baste. Maybe give it one more between that and an hour. Anything over, if you go 5 pounds, give it another 15 minutes.
Oh.
And it's pretty foolproof.
But you have to use the meat thermometer, right?
I don't, just because I've done a million chickens and I kind of know, if the legs start getting loose, it's not the best chicken ever. There are people who obviously who will brine it and
Yeah.
But as just like
you can make
weeknight food, that's genuinely.
Yeah, what are you complaining about, Greg W? You're furloughed.
So
get a chicken.
That's my.
I like it.
People are intimidated, but it's a very easy thing to make.
I think people are just intimidated in general by the fact that you know everything.
Alrighty. Mad City Architect asks, Josh, did you look in Andy's medicine cabinet when you went over to his house? What did you find? Shh, my lips are sealed. Well, it's really more of a closet at Andy's house. It's a walk-in medicine closet.
No. He's talking about like right up above the sink where, hey, hi guy with a hi guy.
I know what he was talking about. And no, I didn't. I didn't go to the bathroom when I was at Andy's house, in fact.
Well, but the implication being
I didn't
that
go to the. Never mind.
Oh, is the implication that I have so many drugs that I need a whole area?
No, the implication is when you go to people's houses, some people like to take a sneaky peek in the medicine cabinet.
No, I get that.
And he was wondering if I did that to you.
I don't believe you. I think you probably did. And no, actually, I believe that you didn't.
Well, here's the thing. You tell me all the drugs you're on. I don't need to go peeky peek.
I'm pretty careful about putting nothing interesting in that cabinet.
Okay.
Shaving cream.
Either way, I'm not looking, so.
I know you want to peer in there.
That's a practical joke that people do to people, is they fill their medicine cabinets up with like marbles or something. And then when the guest goes in there and does their little sneaky peek thing, they're totally fucked. They're busted completely.
Oh, okay. Well,
people do that at parties sometimes. That's what America's Funniest Home Videos.
Staple?
Not a staple, but a multiple
appearance maker.
Yes. It's pretty funny because people are just like,
they can't stop looking.
Well, no, they're horrified because they just got busted looking in someone's medicine cabinet.
How many percentage of people do you think do it? Like, I feel like.
What do you mean?
In other words, I've done it before. I've looked in the cabinet.
Yeah.
But I've also not done it. And I feel like I'm a bad person when I don't do it. You don't do it.
I don't do it.
Because it's none of you go, look, it's not my business.
Yeah. It doesn't occur to me to do it.
Yeah. Maybe it doesn't occur. I haven't been invited to a party.
But I think it's a funny thing to do.
There was a funny commercial they had where a woman, she takes one thing out.
And maybe the shelf.
Yeah, the whole thing goes.
Yeah. Fun times.
My favorite commercial is the commercial about the mouthwash.
It's the end of the world as we know it wants to know, if one of you was beamed up by aliens 1 hour before the podcast, who would the other one call in as a fill-in guest host? You know what? I'm going to say with conviction that if Andy was beamed up by an alien 1 hour before the podcast, I'm going to not do the show that week.
Thank you. Thank you, partner. Thank you for getting my back.
But Joel, otherwise.
Joe Madison, by the way, advertises, do you have a show business emergency? Do you need someone to fill in fast? and he'll be in any area in 10 minutes.
And he'll knock you out for it. You don't have any pain. He'll give you the gas.
I didn't know what you were saying.
I
think you were trying to say he was a pugilistic person.
Seth Dick III asks, Andy, you were right about Trump before the rest of us. No, he wasn't. And later you hated Louis C.K. before the rest. That's true. Even with Fallon, you were ahead of the curve.
I'm a genius.
I wish to be cutting edge. What popular comics should I learn to loathe?
Wow, that's a tough one because
Andy hated himself before everyone else hated him.
I don't know if there's anybody in that position right now that I could name that he would be ahead of the curve on.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't want to play that game.
Yeah.
That's your turf.
I will think of somebody. I mean, I don't want to say Carson Daly because he doesn't bother me.
Well, then he's not a comic.
Exactly. I think of him as a comic because he hosts a late night show.
Yeah.
Not funny.
No. Chaotic Neutral says, now the new year is upon us. When will Andy start worrying about the State of the Industry address? It'll come in waves.
It came today earlier.
Did it?
That's interesting. He said that they said, who, he, she, who, what?
Chaotic Neutral.
Yeah, because I did think today, if I get a healthy start on it this year, you know what I should do less of? I should get a healthy start on it this year and more just starting it.
Here's a joke. One of the,
Yeah.
You could do some of that shit. I actually thought of it last night because of the Golden Globes. I thought of a joke and then I didn't write it down. Tweet Pahara says 88 is my lucky number, so I'm hoping to win the Watch a Movie on the Couch with Andy and Susan sweepstakes. I'll bring the popcorn.
You know, I'm sure Susan would be up for it.
Sure.
If we do have, Josh says he's going to invite some listeners over for tea or something. Oh my God, I think something's happened to me. I may have been, did you dose me with non-interesting potion?
I did.
Now you're yawning. Just from watching me. Just from watching me.
Emily B., I know you all just want to go to work at a club after a long day on set, but any chance of stand-up/public podcast recording in Baton Rouge while you're there filming? No.
It's not, but I mean, if it was a different thing where you weren't working and you were...
If we were just on vacation in Baton Rouge.
Like when I'm at downtown at the hotel, someone's like, hey, it'd be nice to have... It's never going to happen. You know, to have a club...
Would you ever just go out and do a set in a town if you were there for a non-stand-up?
I haven't.
Yeah.
But I used to.
Not the first 35 years.
No, in fact, it makes me... when I first started, I would have to say to myself, you're not going to...
When I was a kid, oh God, I'd go try to do a guest set fucking anywhere. At any club, I would try to get on.
You were a ham.
No, I was just so ambitious. Balil Zafar. Hello, boys. Thank you for the consistent episodes. I binged them too quick when I discovered it. How do you deal with jealousy?
Very well. I don't feel
constantly.
I think I was remarking about that the other night when I was watching. I tweeted that I like to watch the award shows because I get to organize my grudges.
Right, which is just like a joke I did about a month ago.
Did you think I took one of your jokes?
I thought it might have passed through.
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
What was the joke?
About organizing grudges.
Oh, that part I probably... I don't remember hearing. What was the joke? It was on Twitter. To delete my thing.
Okay.
What was the thing? Now I feel terrible. Here's what you're saying. You're saying it could have crept into my mind.
Yes.
I'm thinking... that you're accusing me of stealing a joke from you.
No, I'm not accusing you of stealing. I'm accusing you of accidentally doing something.
Right, right. Yes. So why?
Because I do a thing about grudge inventory in my act, and then I also do, which we did I did on the podcast last week. It was in the cancer chunk, and then there's also another tweet I did the other week about.
See, I think that
about organizing grudges. I think
it could have. I had written it several ways, so maybe if I settled on the organizing the grudges and it sounded good to me, it could have been because I heard it before. But
could be. I wasn't mad. I was just I just recognized
I'm glad you told
it.
me, though. I'm glad you told me, because I would hate. It's not that you would accuse. Neither one of us would accuse each other of anything, but although online they do all the time.
Yes.
You're doing Don Adams' bit.
Jim MacLeod says, "What are your favorite soups?" What are your favorite soups?
Chicken noodle is always my favorite soup, and when it's homemade, I love it. I also like New England clam chowder, and I like. I
had some bizarre split pea the other night, which was there was way too much vegetable broth in it, so it tasted like tomato soup.
You liked it?
No, I didn't, because I wanted pea soup, but
right.
It just wanted it was much too tomato based.
Was it someone's house or a restaurant?
It was at Cafe Marmalade, I believe.
I didn't think you go to Cafe Marmalade, because you make fun of it sometimes.
You make fun of it sometimes.
What are you making fun of me for? You mean you went there like as a brunch?
No, I had it delivered.
Very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in that now. I'm not going to order. How about French onion?
Oh, what French onions? Because there's cheese on it.
I just love the taste of the Gruyere.
But what do I like? I like a good corn chowder.
That too.
All right.
But I don't like pea soup.
I don't eat a lot of soup, I have to say.
I do.
Do you?
Not as much as I used to, but when I don't feel well, I could eat chicken noodle soup all the time.
Well,
what? You want more?
Soup kind of...
I hate Campbell's soup.
Yeah, we've been there.
I know.
Eric Fell says, Josh, are you hitting up JFL Northwest this year in Vancouver? Andy shows a favorite, and it would be great to see you up here, too.
When is that? I'm going there, I think.
Probably. JFL, that's the festival where you pretend I don't exist? That one?
I didn't think about... I know this one was... What's this person trying to do? Cause trouble? I would love to see Josh up there. But I haven't done anything.
But he's not my agent, so... And I don't have one, so...
Are you saying that if I would accept you as a client, that that'd be a side business for me?
We'll see.
Okay, you be a guy, and I'll be there. Hi, is Eddie there?
This is Eddie.
Yes. Eddie, I represent Josh Elvis Weinstein. Are you familiar with him? I guess you haven't seen Freezing. And so what do you think? Would you be open to...
Sorry, I'm trying to do a modern version of a dial tone once you said J. Elvis Weinstein.
Do we still get dial tones?
No.
Oh.
I think you do on a landline.
Like a landline. Do. Is this right? Is this good? Do. Be.
No, that's not good either.
Is this the number 2 while I'm calling?
John Solomon asks,
Hi, John Solomon.
What is currently the weather in downtown Los Angeles? Higher than 64 degrees? Lower than 66 degrees, perchance?
I would say it's 65 degrees downtown Los Angeles. Coming up in a half hour, we're still giving away Aerosmith tickets from Andy Kindler's joke 15 years ago. 65 degrees. It's going to get down to 60 maybe. But right now, it's 65 degrees downtown Los Angeles. And here comes the Moody Blues. With Tuesdays, what's their song? Tuesday after, hey, this is a request from someone who's 90. Tuesday afternoon by the Moody Blues. Enjoy it.
Yeah, you didn't really drag that out too long at all. Think
I went too far with it?
It's too long, not too far. You could have gone farther, shorter.
That's always held me back.
Randy Denton Pod Person wants to know any jury duty stories to tell.
Oh, yeah.
I don't just have jury duty stories. I have a jury duty chunk.
Yeah, you were a foreman.
I was a foreman on 3 different trials. And then an alternate on another. And
wow.
It's just too long. It's too long to talk about.
I think you have talked about it.
I think I have too.
One was a murder trial, wasn't it?
It's true.
See, my memory's coming back. And I think I've talked about it too.
It was no accident, Andy. It was murder.
No, I don't think so. No. That's my new character that's going to be like Columbo, but not. Hey, I'm Andy Kindler. One more question.
But yeah, no, I have a long history of jury work. In fact, I think if I get jury duty one more time, I get a $15 a year pension.
Don't you wake up in fear?
No. I mean, yes, but not about that.
It's been over a year. I usually get it every year.
No, you have a full year of clearance.
Oh,
So,
before they even start looking for me again?
Yeah, you're not eligible for a year after you do.
Oh, so then it could be a 6 month.
But yeah, I get it every couple of years. I hate it. And, you register your car, you vote, they got you.
I don't mind. I didn't mind. I don't mind. It's just I had a horrible experience.
Yeah.
I think I told that story, but they were all. I can't even repeat it. It's just they wanted to go home, and and I was an alternate.
Yeah.
So I didn't weigh in, but they were like, we're not gonna give her any money, and it's the whole thing's depressing. It was not like you see it on.
Well, you really spun it into a good tale.
It was also the
very impressionistic.
It was the day that Comey came out with his 5 day before the election. I'm still investigating Hillary thing.
I was on jury duty when the Access Hollywood tape came out.
Wow.
Thinking, sitting there downtown during lunch break going, finally it's over. Yeah.
So I was serving at the same time, kind of.
Pretty close, yeah.
Exciting.
Wow.
But didn't it make it extra? Oh, no. For you, it was good.
Jurynicity.
My thing was extra depressing because Comey, I was just screaming in my head.
Yeah.
Because Comey lost the election for Hillary.
Bad week.
Not a good week. Well, plus the thing I get worried about is they can ask you to go on. You have to say no, but they have month-long trials and things.
Right.
You wouldn't? Would you? You'd fight to the death not to be on some.
You just go, I'm self-employed. I can't.
That used to be easier.
Well, no.
No. Once you're there, yeah.
That can't get you out of jury duty, but it can get you off of a long trial.
Yeah.
But I was on a 3-weeker. It wasn't 3 solid weeks, but it was. There was parts of it in 3 consecutive weeks.
Is that the one where you were foreman more than once?
That was the one where I was the alternate, which was even more frustrating because I was waiting to leave the country. Nick Cosay says, should Mr. Kindler start dressing like his character Barry Bitterman? Who has better style? Mr. Kindler was pretty snazzy looking as Barry Bitterman in that one pic posted on Twitter where he's petting that dog. He opens with a yawn.
I don't want to give any industry secrets out, but I wore my own pants. So all I changed, first of all, the hat, which is I think gonna be a big seller.
That's a new trademark for you, I think. It's a trademark waiting to happen.
Did you buy that beret I told you to buy from the New Yorker? $16?
No, I'm shopping around. I'm trying to find a better deal.
You know it's European, right?
I do. I'm looking for something South American. I want an alpaca.
Ooh, that's where you can always defeat me in comedy. The extra reference.
Oh, I just thought you meant. I thought that's where you can always defeat me in comedy. Is what I thought you meant.
I'm erasing that tweet. I can't wait to get home to do it.
Kenny Loggins III asks, which group is next up on Louis C.K.'s Punching Down Tour 2019? Midgets.
Oh, man. It's like, I can't figure out. It's almost like something's happening to him. I can't predict where it'll go next.
Really? You're out of the Louis C.K.
I don't know. I mean,
fortune telling.
I couldn't have predicted that he would go against the Parkland.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to go to the just like the Dennis Miller move, where you just try and make it fun again or something. You know?
Say again.
Yeah, it's like who are we talking about?
And scene. Louis C.K. is who we're talking.
Oh, I thought he was going to do the thing where he just was going to make it like Dennis Miller, where he was just going to make it kind of antiseptic and like old, like people will love his reference character again. That's what I thought would happen with Louis, that he would go, hey, you ever bring too much suntan lotion to the beach or whatever the thing was?
Become completely generic.
Actually, I thought I wasn't so sure he would do stand-up again. Nothing like has ever happened.
I figured he would, and it would be more interesting. And I was very wrong.
That would be good if it was more interesting, but then you don't want that whole thing to happen and then you go, you know what? He did get a good chunk out of it.
At least he got 5 minutes out of it. No, I just thought, I mean, as I said, we talked about this at length last week, and we talked about it when the first thing came out. And when I was hoping that the thing that could come out of it was that he'd be an interesting voice in this conversation, having been on that end of it.
Right.
You know, that was my hope when the shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
And my movie and things like that.
Well, just the idea that that he still wants to be edgy. I mean, the thing that I think he fooled people a little bit with before was that he always pulled the edgy card.
Right.
And maybe I'm wrong about that, but I was only when he goes, oh, I got him now. So they kind of bought anything he would say when he would get them into that gross mode.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, the spell is broken now.
Yeah, so you just see the technique behind it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas before, I don't know. I think I did tell you this, that he's never been that politically aware or that, in other words, like even in the old days, he wasn't like did political material or was that aware.
Right.
Self-aware, even that self-aware.
No, I think you're self-absorbed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know about this. Joe MacLeod says, are you worried about the California marijuana recalls more before, during, or after you have enjoyed some marijuana?
Oh, well, it's a recall means there's something wrong with it.
Right.
No, but I did forget that Super Dave died.
Yes.
That was sad.
Bob Weinstein.
Yeah, he was so funny. And I got to meet him. I tried out for his show.
Right about you, right?
And, you know, I was over Frank Sinatra. But I'll tell you, my favorite Super Dave is the one where he singing King of the Road, and then he gets wiped out by the underpass. I was thinking today...
It's an overpass.
Overpass. I was thinking today that although, I mean, Albert Brooks, like my favorite comedian, like, you know, he's on my top list ever.
Right.
And there is a lot of... They're not the same kind of comedy at all, but there is similarities between it. It's like a deconstructive thing. They're both... Super Dave was a deconstruction.
Yeah, it's different comedy, but a similar sense of humor.
Yeah, I know you could say it better. Yeah.
Like us, we have different comedy, but a different way, something. I don't know. Michelle Wisecarver.
Hi, Michelle Wisecarver.
Good evening, gents. I hope your New Year's Eve soiree went well. I realized today, in listening to Test Show 87, that I can now tell when Andy has no idea what Josh is talking about just by the inflection in Andy's voice. Also, for some reason, I love it when you guys curse.
God damn it.
Because she's a rock and roll lady.
You know, it's fucking... I'm so fucking...
Yeah.
God damn it. I think that's...
fucking cool is what that is.
It's fucking cool. And the thing is, it's sad, though, about me that you can tell by my inflection when I've checked out.
I can tell, too, but I also find that it buys me time to talk.
Yeah.
Because Andy's like, I got to find a way back in. He's going to say something that's going to remind me about what he's talking about. But I see it with the eyes. I see it in
You see the eyes? The eyes go first?
Yeah.
The eyes get blank. Huh?
Then it's like blank, then scared.
Who am I?
Then, you know.
Yeah, because here's
Then deflect.
No, because I do have this part of my personality is the part that wants to lie that I heard something and figured it out.
Sure, well, everyone wants to try to save it.
Oh, yeah.
It's everyone's instinct to try to save it.
Are you specifically asking me about preparing chicken or what I think about chicken?
Yeah, tell me how to make a chicken, Andy.
5 pounds.
4 pounds.
4 pounds, and it's about an hour.
Right.
And you stuff it inside and out.
Okay.
The part that you totally lost me at was I don't know what those rack things you were talking about.
All right.
You go cook on the rack. What rack do you have? You have a broiler? I have 2 pans. One's large and one's medium. Did you have neighborhood butchers in Minneapolis? Because that's what we had in New York.
Not many.
Oh, okay. Because that was like one thing I kind of missed when I first went there.
No, we were pretty supermarketed.
Yeah.
I think, you know, there were butchers, but it wasn't like where you went.
Did you like bologna?
We were on a first name basis. I never loved bologna. No.
know. I did at one point.
Yeah.
I was a little boy, and he would always give me, when he would be making the sawdust, which I still don't understand why that's on the floor. It soaks up the thing.
Yeah.
And then he would give me a slice while he was doing, it was the best.
Bologna at the butcher?
Yeah, but not a big
Is this a
stack
deli
of-
or a butcher?
It's a butcher in his own store, his own butcher store.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not deli. No, it's a butcher. His name was Bob.
Yeah.
Not really. But there were many of them, though. But now there's none of them in Queens, so it's all gone.
There's only a few butchers around here even.
But you can go to a store, like when Susan makes the prime rib or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she can call like
Sure.
Whole Foods
No, the
and
butchers that,
Yeah.
you find some grocery stores have good butcher counters.
Yeah.
Gelson's has good butchers.
And sometimes Whole Foods.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with more of the...
Did you see that commercial a million times this Christmas? Hey, enjoy your prime rib. Hey, does anyone ever call you Meat Santa? No, man, that'd be weird. All right. Happy holidays.
Well, yeah, what is that?
It was a Whole Foods commercial.
Oh, I did see that. Has anybody ever called you Meat Santa?
No, man, that'd be weird.
Oh, God. You wrote that commercial, right? And you're pitching it to me to see if I think it was good.
Exactly. You cracked the code. And we're out. I think we're done for the week.
I think we're done. Ask me how I feel about it.
How do you feel about today's show, Andy?
I feel I have done better. And
Yeah.
here's when I do. The difference between doing better is just stopping. It's relaxing.
Yeah. Well, if you want to get a hold of us during the week, Andy actually returned some emails today, so there's hope for everyone. Check us out at thoughtspiralshow@gmail.com. Check out our shirts, our fine variety of shirts and a mug at Zazzle.com, ZAZZLE, /thought_spiral.
If you'd like to, I'd like the part now where I come in.
Okay.
If you'd like to participate in our...
If you'd
fun-
like to place a call, please.
Please now, if you want to go into the sweepstakes. In other words, if you wrote some copy for me, don't forget to go shopping on Blue Ribbon.
Check out I Need You to Kill on Amazon Prime.
Also, I have an album coming out this year, and I don't even care if anybody...
Me too. Let's see who gets there first. Mine's not recorded. Yours been there for 5 years. Go.
Oh, no, I'm going to make sure to screw up whenever you come out with it. I'm going to hold it.
Conflicting release dates. He's going to take me down.
I can only buy one CD from the people at Thought Spiral. And if you want to, please feel free at any point. Did you say thoughtspiralshow@gmail.com?
Yeah, I said that.
Maybe we don't have enough announcements.